Hey guys, welcome back. This is Prentice and
I'm Chris.
this is episode number 9.
Number 9. The Cat of Nine Lives.
And Agave. The Cat of Nine Lives. Let's see.
I've surpassed
Let's see if that holds true or not. Tonight, we are going to be talking about 13th Colony.
The 13th Colony.
All things 13th Colony.
Do you think they know what 13th Colony was?
Black Pad Coffee.
Man, this is some good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready for some more.
Show me your cup. You just finished this cup.
Yeah, I did finish my cup. And smiling is my favorite.
Coffee.
With Buddy the Elf.
Buddy the Elf cup. Anyway, so we're going to start off with a regular, just a shelfer 13th Colony bourbon.
I've got to acquire a bottle of this for my collection. I do not have 13th Colony in my collection yet.
I actually picked this guy up at the distillery, hence the signature from Graham, the master distiller at 13th Colony.
So what are we looking at here on?
That's 95 proof.
Okay.
It's a bourbon, straight bourbon. Don't think it's single barrel or anything like this. Just a straight bourbon, 95 proof. Just a regular old shelfer.
Just a regular old shelfer.
You can go to pretty much any liquor store in town and pick this guy up right now.
So that would be a good one to add to my collection.
It is a small batch.
Okay. Explain small batch if you don't mind.
Small batch is a wide variety of different things that could mean possibly anything.
I'm getting cow pasture. No, I'm kidding. That was a little joke. It smells good though.
It does smell really good.
It does.
Get a lot of oak.
And that's got to be from the barrels for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But it comes from that Americus, Georgia heat.
Yep.
So their rick house is actually in their warehouse, in which their distillery is also in.
So
it's all in one building.
It's all within a building.
It's all in one building. So
we're going to take.
We need to go there. Yeah, I need to take you there. I've been there 4 or 5 times for different.
And we'll do a video.
Things. You can do. I believe we could, but we can definitely. I'm actually drinking out of my 13th Colony Glencairn.
I'm drinking out of the Glencairn, but it's not.
It's not nothing.
It's H&H.
Oh, that was Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Man, one of my favorite bondeds. Bondeds? I didn't say it right. Bibs.
Yeah.
Bottled and bond. Do they do a bottle and bond?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. They don't.
Okay, so here we go. Golly, man. This is a good little bourbon.
Just a classic bourbon.
You know,
95 proofer, nothing special, just a everyday shelfer.
I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a.
And I know this is your number one.
Well, as far as their special releases go,
you really enjoy
their special,
don't you?
The special releases.
There's a special place in your heart for this.
Their special releases.
Yep.
Yes. The 15th anniversary is my favorite bourbon of all time. Ever cancel Christmas.
And that's saying a lot, really.
Everything. I mean, and I've got some Jack Daniel's stuff that is up there with it, but like.
Okay,
yeah, that's my.
I'm going to this.
Number one,
Coy Hill, because that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Where would it rate?
It'd be in my top 3.
Coy Hill would be in your top 3.
Yep.
What's your number 1?
You know what? Everybody that's watching this video right now would say this guy.
Which one?
This guy is the Devil Oak.
Is that the one we got into that's like the motor oil?
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody would say that's going to be it. You know what? It's not. The 15th anniversary is my number 1 whiskey ever.
So what makes it so special?
I don't know. And what the proof? It's 139.
139. Okay.
So it's almost hazmat, and just the flavor, the oakiness, and just.
So when does it become hazmat? 140 and above?
140 and above.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm dropping back to my inexperience, but we started out with Stag at 135, correct?
Right.
And that was fantabulous.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a unicorn. That's why we named it Unicorns and Bigfoot.
Which was a great video, by the way. Y'all like
which-
my swag here tonight?
How about mine?
I like it. But I
Do you
think
know what this is?
no, I don't, but I know what this is. And
You know
I'm
what
going to try to start promoting
The
swag.
TCB with the lightning bolt.
Talk about it. Discipline.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of business.
Elvis. That's on his tail on his airplanes.
Oh.
All of his members of his entourage got necklaces and rings that said TCB. They were diamonds and all kind of.
I like it.
Diamonds.
I like it. So now I want a
Take care of
TCB
business. Yeah.
T-shirt.
I've got a necklace with a
But I
TCB.
also have this T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oak and Agave. You ever heard of Oak and Agave?
Who?
Oak and Agave.
What is
They're up and coming video guys who get into
on YouTube?
Yeah, they're on YouTube and they like to drink bourbon.
And Facebook?
And Facebook.
And Instagram and TikTok.
And TikTok.
If y'all didn't know, now you know we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Please go to all of those platforms, interact with us. Let us know you're watching.
Next.
Twitter? No, X.
X. Yes.
You know, that is Elon Musk's son's name.
It's X.
His name is X.
I like it.
X.
I like it.
I don't think it's Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm Z. I don't know.
Malcolm X had a lot of predictions that have come true.
Yeah. No,
I ain't gonna lie to you, brothers.
Nostradamus. Or,
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. Yeah, that's not Malcolm X.
All right, so here we are with Nostradamus. My brother had this book, and it was Nostradamus. And I was younger, and that book scared the bejeezers out of me. And I used to take that book and hide it. That's crazy, is it not? But it scared me.
I get it, because there used to be these people that were like family to us. And we would go up to their house quite frequently, and their older sons, I'll tell you about this in a minute. Their older sons had a poster of Frankenstein.
Oh, the monster or Dr. Frankenstein?
The monster.
Yeah.
On the door, on their bedroom door. And they knew that it scared me, dude, because like when you go to we talked about the Goodings $1 million
Midway
at one time.
Wow. Yeah,
so
we did.
When I would go to the Goodings $1 million Midway, I would have to get my mother to take me the long way
past the freak shows.
Past the freak show. They scared the.
Can I tell you one that scared me? And I actually went up and saw it one night.
Step right up, ladies, and see the
spider lady.
Do
you remember the spider lady?
No.
Oh man, it was freaky.
And that might have been the one that scared me.
Oh, dude. Okay, can we elaborate a little? Sure. Okay, so the spider lady at the Goodings $1 million Midway at the Chattahoochee Valley Fair in Columbus, Georgia. And dude, I was 8, 9, 10 years old. Yeah. And I was like, I got to go see this, because this was a lady with a spider body. Mm. So we went up there, paid I don't know, man, 50 cents, however much it was. And walk up into this booth.
He paid his shilling.
Yeah, my shillings. I paid the king's tax. And I'm standing there and I'm looking down at this lady, and her eyes are closed. Pretty face. But her body was of this black widow, hairy spider. Yes. And she was just like, yeah. And I think I later on figured out there. I think it was
probably a little trickery.
Smoke and mirrors.
A little trickeration.
Yeah. But it was such a profound, traumatic event for
no, I get it, for 8 or 9
young,
dumb-minded
little dude that was like, and I was like looking at her like, oh my God, this woman. Like, yeah. Okay. If she'd have jumped at me, I would have
probably would have.
I pooped all over the place.
Crapped in this pamper.
Yeah, I would have. Pampers that I had on, I'd have crapped all in them.
At 8 years old.
8 years old. But man,
Right, so-
let me elaborate a little bit more.
Right.
Man, the Gooding's $1 Million Midway.
They had a lot of good shit.
I'm going to tell you the one that really blew my mind was the woman that transfigured into the gorilla. Do you remember that one?
No, I do not.
Oh my goodness, dude. We went into that one that night. I was a little bit older. I was into my teenage years, and I finally got the courage to go and see this
He was
woman.
53.
Yeah, I was last year. Man, and we're sitting there, and here's this beautiful woman, and she had this kind of Tarzan leopard-looking type clothing on.
Adult show. I mean, a family show.
Yeah, it was a family show.
No, this is.
I got in there underage, so it must have been, somewhat family. And she's up there, and all of a sudden she starts morphing into this gorilla. And I'm telling you, dude, there were people diving under the damn side of the tent. And I'm sitting there mesmerized. And it was like the most awesome thing I ever witnessed for $1. It was $1. Yeah, and I'm sitting there. If I'd have died, that would have been my moment to be murdered or killed or whatever. But people were diving. It was so scary for people. But I was like,
So the name of this episode is Gorillas
gorillas
and
in
Beauties.
gorillas in Columbus, Georgia.
Like King Kong in Columbus.
And it was so cool. That was one of my favorite things. It did not traumatize me. I still think about that. It was amazing.
You know what my favorite thing is about the Gooding's $1 Million Midway? You mentioned it in one of the episodes.
The fries.
The fries.
Malt
with
vinegar
the
fries.
And the foot long
Corn dogs.
The hot dogs.
The corn dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah. Man, you could go.
From the Exchange Club.
Yes, I was about to say auxiliary, but it was the Exchange Club.
The Exchange Club foot
long hot dogs with a cold Dr. Pepper and those darn malt vinegar French fries.
Don't get
okay.
That.
One of my favorite things since we're on that, the fiddlesticks. Do you remember those? The fiddlestick.
The long sugar filled thing.
It was a almost square rectangle block of vanilla on a wooden stick. They would take it and dip it into the chocolate and then roll it into the crushed nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And then put it on the little hot dog thing and oh, man. Fiddlesticks.
Ice cream. Yeah.
Yes, it was so good.
It was like an Eskimo pie
with nuts on it.
With peanuts on it.
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So
what are we doing here with 13th Colony?
Is a discontinued. You can't find it. I mean, if you do find it, you need to get it because it is no longer made. Sour mash bourbon whiskey.
So when we talk about sour mash, what are we getting into?
We're getting into sour mash.
So what makes sour mash?
This. I don't really know what sour mash is. It's the mash and it.
Okay, can we elaborate a little bit
about the mash?
Let's go back into the days of the Prohibition. Can we? All right. So
let's look up sour. What is sour mash?
Can we go into the days of the Prohibition? Yes or no?
Sure.
All right. So I have a relative that was alive during the days of Prohibition in Crawford, Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
Is it still alive?
No, he's passed. I want to tell you what. I want us to
probably,
one day and go out to his graveside. You want us to do that?
Have a shot.
And because I learned this.
We'll do like Chris style and do a shot.
We need to do that seriously and go on location. All right. So we're looking up sour mash, are we not?
Yeah. What?
All right. Sour mash whiskey. All right. So with sour mash whiskey, according to Wikipedia, we are getting is a process used in the distilling industry that uses material from an older batch of mash to adjust the acidity of a new mash.
Okay, so they take a little bit from the old mash and put it in.
Yeah, they mix it up. Okay. So with my relative that we were talking about, he was a well-known moonshiner. Okay. From nowhere, Alabama, but his moonshine was known up in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. His name was Chevis Brown.
That sounds like a good moonshiner's name.
Yes, and this is something we got to do also, Prentice. We got to go out into the area because the creeks out where I live are perfect for moonshining. They have sandy bottoms, very clear water.
Yeah, look for bottles.
Man, I can take you to some still sites of Chevis's. He had mock sites, and we found some. My cousin Wayne, who has passed on,
is that like a site?
A site that he would to throw off the revenue, and they actually have the axe marks. Barney Fife, pow pow pow. You remember that episode? Mm-hmm. We need to do this for real.
Yeah.
But Chevis was well known for his moonshine, and it was a certain way that he did the distilling that made his moonshine a step above other moonshines, whiskeys.
I wish we could find like an old bottle. Oh my gosh!
I learned this also. All right, he was so well known. The local sheriffs of the time.
My dad.
No, this was before your dad, dude. We're talking 1930s, 1940s. This was before your dad.
Sheriff in all right. He became chief deputy in 1956.
Yeah, this was before your dad. So the local sheriff of the time in the area would get with Chevis, and Chevis would award him.
Why did they stop making that?
Would award him with a case of his top-notch shine, and it kept stuff off
him off his back. Yeah.
It kept revenues off his back.
Yeah.
But when the Federals came, they had to do their job. There were mock sites that they were led to.
They act like they blew up the stills.
Yeah, exactly. And the axe marks. And I can take you to some of these with the axe marks that are in those old stills.
I want to see that.
We're going to do it. We're going to do this. It may be later on into the summer, but we're going to do it.
We'll do it.
Okay, so
let me know what you think about the sour mash.
Is that what we're hitting right here?
105. Yeah, already drank mine. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Man, I got to say, that reminds me of that. When we did that video on the short barrel, it reminds me a little bit of that honey. Is that weird? Yeah, it does.
Really? That is weird to me. But
okay, I don't mean to be.
I gotta go back to it,
dude. I don't mean to be weird, but it reminds me of that honey barrel that we did.
I'm gonna go to it.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
and it was a good one.
Yeah, well, the short barrel honey is phenomenal. Yeah,
dude, it reminds me of that so much. I don't know. Maybe my palate.
And look, you can't get these anymore unless you just luck up and find one on the shelf.
Man, be honest with me on that. I'm telling you, that reminded me of that short barrel we did. The taste, man, it hit me like a apiary.
I'm getting some oatmeal, like you go in there and you open up a pack of the oatmeal, like dates and raisins, and you put it in the microwave for 2 minutes.
A minute or two.
Yeah, a minute or two, and you pull it out.
Man, I'm telling you, it reminded me so much of that
oatmeal, and
that's awesome right there. Thank you.
Maybe popcorn. I don't know.
And popcorn. Why do I get a hint of popcorn?
I got a little bit of a hint of popcorn.
And Matt, all of a sudden I'm thinking of Floribama.
Ooh. Floribama. Have you ever been there?
Yes.
Oh, I've been there several times.
We need to go there and do
an
on-location video.
The last time I went there, we were in the boat. There was 3 couples. We took the boat out. It was a pontoon boat. And on the way back, we went to this place. It was like between 2 islands, right? And docked the boat.
Oh, man.
And got out and just enjoyed the day.
Y'all are pirates, weren't you?
Absolutely, 100% we were. Because when there were pirate ships like floating by.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
why is the rum always gone?
We hung out there, and that day I only had 1 beer.
So what else were you drinking?
Luckily, no, nothing else. I had 1 beer. On the way back to the Floribama to turn the boat in, we got stopped by an Alabama state trooper.
Ooh, on the water?
On the water. And he made me stand there beside him and hold his boat to mine while he
He
saw the
just-
paperwork and smelled my breath and whatnot.
So you were very smart. That
Oh,
day.
that's, oh yeah. I was very forethinking that day.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
So if you were the captain of that vessel, that
I
was
was
very
the captain
smart
of that
move.
vessel. Yeah,
Yeah.
that day, because he actually referred to me as captain.
Because guys, let me say this. I know we sitting here and we're talking
Never
about
be way to
libations,
drive.
but yes,
Never.
never
It's not
boating
worth it.
under the influence or
Boating,
any
ride freaking motorcycle,
four-wheeler,
damn
yeah.
horse. I don't care. Don't do it.
Yeah, we're doing this in a controlled environment, and we're not sitting here like getting in a car and leaving.
Yeah, no.
It is a
Absolutely
controlled
not.
environment, and we're enjoying the libations here.
Yeah,
But it is not to where it's putting anyone or ourselves in danger. So I think we need to expand on that.
absolutely,
like we're doing.
Yeah. So, like, if you go to Americus, Georgia, to 13th Colony, and you have samples of all these bourbons, have a driver.
Have a designated
You need
driver.
to have a driver.
Yes.
You better have.
Even if it's calling Uber and
Yeah.
paying that,
Or,
you do not need to get behind
or
the wheel.
calling your wife Uber.
Your wife. My wife was
Say, hey,
so very awesome of dropping me
Uber.
off today.
Uber. Uber. No, where I put my car keys, Uber?
Pass that over right there. That's good.
We're gonna do this first. We got business to attend.
But she brought popcorn in.
Business
So
before-
amazing. Come on, they want to see that.
Popcorn.
And a Tupperware of
Business
summer
before
teal down at the beach
All right,
green.
ready? We need to power through this
I'm done.
so we can get to the popcorn.
I passed you on that one. How did I do that?
All right, we're gonna skip these and we're gonna go down here
All right.
because, as you know, these are my favorites, and this is not a bad one either.
I love that
This
sound right there.
is the 2024 Cask Strength Special Release. Bottle number 694. It is 120.64
Do you
proof.
mind expanding a little bit on what cask strength means?
Cask strength means straight out of the barrel.
Straight out of the barrel.
This is a small batch, which probably means they had a couple of different barrels that was mixed together, but they just poured them straight out of the barrel
Okay.
and they mixed them, so that made the cask.
And I see it signed on the
cask
top of the
strength.
bottle by
It's
the distiller.
signed by Graham, the master distiller. Distiller, not distillery. Yeah, good stuff.
So, what proof is this again? Now we're sitting.
120.64.
See, this is that Rick House smell.
Yeah. Oh, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Prentice is probably getting like where he's like, dude, you just keep the Rick House thing going. But I'm not.
No, I mean, I get it. I understand.
But see, I've never visited a Rick House.
Never been
yet.
in a Rick House, but it smells like a Rick House.
But the imagination of a Rick House, because I've been in barns, okay, and a Rick House is like a barn to me,
Mm.
without the manure and the animal essence.
Mm.
Yeah, the wood, the dust, the humidity. Come on,
I mean, I get that, but like,
and then you got whiskey in there fermenting.
not in the bar.
But
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
Rick House.
You got piss and other things.
That's why the government had to get involved and
Right.
do bibs.
And do bottle and bond.
See, here we go. I'm bringing stuff back into full circle. Okay, my first initial smell was real good. The second one hit me like a Sharpie that you talk about at times.
Yeah, I'm getting the Sharpie.
Yeah, but the first one was more.
But
mellow.
I get a slight hint of caramel, the classic bourbon smell.
So where does the caramel come from?
The barrel. And it comes from
From the oakiness of the barrel?
Within the barrel, yeah. The sweetness.
Okay,
of the oak.
so I'm going to drop back and talk about stuff about oak. I'm not familiar with barrels. However, I am familiar with cutting wood. Okay? And I've cut wood with chainsaws and a split wood, and I get that smell.
Yeah.
And
that's what this smells like.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
this. guys, if you get out and you cut wood and you split wood, you get a distinctive smell from the woods, from a red oak to a white oak to your elms.
That is so sweet.
All right, so I'm fixing to hit this on my
so sweet. I mean, that was the first thing popped in my mind was, wow, that's sweet.
Oh yeah, got a little bit of bite to it though.
It's got a little bite on the back of the throat,
but it's good.
But yeah, it's very sweet. It's like almost like you took a scoop of vanilla ice cream, or just a spoonful of vanilla ice cream
with some Tabasco sauce. I'm kidding.
But it melts really quickly, and it's warm on the back.
It's very warm, no doubt.
Yeah.
So what?
Maybe it's some vanilla ice cream that's not. Maybe it's room temperature. Vanilla ice cream, room temperature,
with some wasabi.
But it's got.
Did I hit it right with that one?
Yeah. That green stuff.
Yeah. On sushi.
Yeah.
So I did good on that. I'm learning.
Yeah. Wasabi on the back end.
And wasabi is good.
Sriracha.
Yeah. Sriracha, guys. Let's talk about sriracha real quick.
I almost bought some sriracha sauce.
Sriracha is good sauce, but I learned this about the owner of sriracha. He did some things in the past years. All right, sriracha. This man would like hire people to grow peppers for his sriracha sauce, but he got impatient and he like went to other sources. So he started messing up his sriracha sauce. He did.
He got impatient. Yeah.
And
I understand that too, because he's a business owner and forward thinking, so he's probably ADHD.
And maybe.
And he's impatient.
And I was reading about this, because I love sriracha, but I did notice the coloration and the taste in sriracha was changing. And then when I was reading about it, he would hire these guys and they would be growing these peppers for him. He's like, all right, so I'll go over here and get this, and his batch would be messed up. So think about that.
Yeah.
So sriracha's good though.
Speaking of color, I'm just sitting there looking at pictures of the colors.
Man, this bourbon makes me burp. Bourbon and bourbon.
Look at this color. And look at that color.
But look at that color. That's like motor oil. That's the one we had on
this is earlier. This is really dark too, but like
that's motor oil dark.
It's just stupid dark.
And this is which one?
That's double oak.
But it's so good.
But next,
that is like
we're gonna try the.
If you're not changing your motor oil, your motor's about to die.
This rye is a distillery only release. It is 8 years and 10 months old. We actually asked them, hey, why didn't you make it just 9 years old? It costs more.
What makes it cost more?
Because 2 more months would cost more to store the barrel. These barrels, dude, when you think about it, these bottles, just a minute amount of the barrel, right?
It's got to be because
so. I mean, like it produces 130 bottles out of a barrel at a very low number. Okay, so like a high number yield will be like 225, 230. Low number, I mean, shit, you can get all the way down to. I mean, it may produce. I've seen some King of Kentucky's that have produced like 8 bottles.
So King of Kentucky's is
that's the creme de la creme.
You had that?
Oh, purple. No, I never had it. I wish I did.
Can we get
it? You can. Yeah, but it's
at a price.
Oh yeah, it's going to cost you. But so the yield, the barrels take up a lot of real estate.
Yeah, I can
think about
that. Like we're looking at a barrel that's about 50 to 55 gallons.
One of those. So you got a Jack Daniels. You see 9 or 10 rick houses as you come.
And these rick houses are 3 to 4 stories tall.
They're like 8 stories tall.
Really? Okay, so they're bigger huge. Than what I imagined.
They're enormous, and they hold like 50,000 barrels. Wow! So like when you hear on the news, a rick house at Jack Daniels collapsed or caught on fire.
So did something happen
50
recently? With
Yeah,
something
Jack Daniels had a rick house
that caught on fire?
Did it catch on fire and it collapsed? I think it collapsed. And Jack Daniels has their very own fire,
I imagine.
like their own fire.
Brewing a very volatile.
Well, and they're also
elixir.
Lynchburg, Tennessee,
Yeah.
which probably population
Nowhere, Tennessee, is
like
what it is.
6,000
If it's that, yeah.
without the employees of Jack Daniels. So we talked about it before. The Jack Daniels employees get a bottle of whiskey once a month.
Is it number 7
on Friday? Yeah,
that would be cool.
that would be good.
Yeah.
Like here's your Jack. Here's your check.
We thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7's
Have
not
a nice
bad.
weekend.
It's not bad.
I've got some.
You know what I'm saying? I have a bottle of it too.
I've got some down here that I've got a very special bottle that I poured a couple of bottles of Jack number 7 and need to try it.
So you're talking like an infinity type bottle?
No, it's not an infinity bottle. It's an old Jack Daniels bottle that I poured some number 7 into.
Yeah, I've got a bottle at the house that's pretty old. How old is old to you? 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 30?
19, 20, 30, 40. Yeah.
So I got to find out how old that bottle is I have.
All right. We're going to step off into some rye. This is a distillery only.
So this is my 3rd bottle of rye.
8 year, 10 month, 134.25.
Let's
67.125 proof.
How much again on the proof?
And this is going to ruin you. Like I told you before,
bad ruin.
I told you the Jack Daniels rye was not fair.
Okay.
This is not fair. Okay.
In a good way or bad?
Oh, in a amazing. This may be the best rye whiskey that I've ever tasted.
And it's so dark, guys. Look at that.
The best rye whiskey I've ever tasted in my entire life. And you know what? We need to do a live right now after this.
Okay. I'm good with it.
So we're filming right now, obviously. But
so we're going live after this one.
This rye.
Man, y'all. I watched Bruiser and how he swirls the glasses, these Glencairns. And it's like, man, I do it. And it's like, look, it's like a toddler doing it. Yeah, you got it going on too. Am I getting better?
Oh,
and then you
a lot too, by the way.
Yeah, I did. No, I'm good. I'm having this one.
Ooh.
So
once you taste it,
right.
You will not regret it. That may be better than the honey.
Wow.
The honey in the last video.
And that's that one right there?
Yeah, that's the rye.
Man, that was good. Pretty. That's a good one, man. Is that an unattainable?
Unattainable.
Unattainable.
Yeah, it is. At this point, it is.
Wow.
But they do release single barrel store picks and stuff all the time.
Okay.
For rye.
And guys, y'all got to understand, I do not have the knowledge that Prentice has.
Oh my gosh. Like 13th Colony is just, they're not fair as far as comparing them to other stuff.
And it's funny.
It's not fair.
Can I say this from the beginner? I've gotten into
that is just
bourbons over the past 2 years. Okay, so I'm very limited on my knowledge. But I've learned this. When I bring up 13th Colony, people look at you like, oh, yeah?
13th Colony.
Yeah, it brings notice.
They're legit.
Yeah.
And it's because of this guy.
And that's the motor oil, right?
Yeah. It's because of that. But the
reason which one is this one?
That's the double oak.
The double oak.
I had a double oak batch 1, and I put it up here behind me. I just bought it. Went into a shop in Albany, and the girl was like, "Hey, we just got this in. You want to try it?" I'm like, "Okay." Bought it for $89.95. I put it on the shelf behind me. Didn't think about it, and one of my friends on the East Alabama group, Doc.
Why is that sitting behind you?
he thought he knew who I was, or he knew what I had, and he put on the group, "Hey, does anybody have one of these?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got one. What do you want for it?" And he said, "Whatever, I'll trade it." I said, "I want a Jack Daniel's twice barreled single malt." They had just come out with it. He's like, "Okay, no problem." So I got to looking into it. I'm like, "Yeah, I bet there is no problem." That shit was going for $800 a
That bottle
bottle
right there.
Yeah. So I said, "Hey, we need to
Expand that a little bit.
pot a little
Yeah.
bit." And he traded me up that bottle that I was asking for, and a Blanton's Gold for it.
Blanton's Gold.
Yeah.
Do you
So,
have that still?
I've already killed that bottle, but I got another bottle.
We need to get into that sometime.
Oh, we have.
We have?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. No, we have. But anyway, so yeah, this is batch 3. We're gonna get into that in just a minute here. But what do you think about the rye so far?
I like it.
That rye is my favorite.
Okay, so I'm
rye
starting to
whiskey by
understand
far.
rye is higher up a little bit on taste than some of the.
Well, it's different. It's different. It tastes different.
Yeah, it definitely does, man.
Right. That's good. Oh, you smell the barrel. Absolutely.
But see,
Rick House.
Rick House Sharpie.
Rick House Sharpie.
Dang, dang.
I smell Rick. So the rye was absolutely phenomenal. I think that may possibly be the best rye that I've ever tasted.
And I'm new to rye, but that was a good one.
No, I get it. Yeah. Like the Jack rye was your first rye.
Yeah.
And that was not fair because the Jack rye is a step above, but that is light years above everything else. So it's really not fair. But next, we're going to get into my absolute favorite whiskey of all time, ever.
Blanton's.
Yeah, we're going to sip on some Buffalo Trace now.
I do love Blanton's, though. Sorry.
Buffalo Trace tastes like Blanton's to me. But this, no. Sorry. This does not.
What are we getting into here?
This is the 13th Colony 15th anniversary cask strength. 139.2%.
So, Prince, I'm learning here. Is cask strength same as barrel?
Yeah.
Strength.
Same thing.
Just a different wordage?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. But this is going to be
our Glencairns are dirty.
Yeah,
we've been getting into some stuff this afternoon, have we not?
We have got to a couple places. But this guy is going to knock your socks off. You want to pour you a little bit more?
Yeah, pour me a little bit more.
Sure.
Yeah, birthday pour. That was last week, and this is this week. The birthday anniversary week. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna
get out of your way.
So, oh my goodness.
So, on the nose.
Office Depot is what I'm getting on that one. I love you, man. Don't hit me.
Office Depot. All right. Video's over. Time out. We're done. I'm just kidding.
It's still recording.
I'm just kidding. I'm getting the popcorn on my too.
Man,
popcorn.
Your wife makes some awesome popcorn.
She does. She knows how to make.
Wow. All right, here we go.
You ready?
Yeah, this is 13th Colony.
13th Colony 15th anniversary.
15th anniversary.
My favorite of the favorites. You Yeah, let that burn. Let the burn go by.
Ooh,
Let the
look at that
burn.
burn on
Let
that
the burn go by.
All right.
Hey, embrace the burn.
Embrace it. So when was their
Hold on.
15th?
It was last year. 15th anniversary was last year. They are the nation, or I'm sorry, they are
How's the
Georgia's oldest distillery.
Okay.
Georgia's oldest operating distillery.
Shall we elaborate on 13th Colony?
Sure, let's do that.
Georgia was the 13th colony,
A penal
colony, meaning
colony
that the dregs of society was sent to Georgia
to get penal.
to serve their time. Yeah, to get penal.
To get penalized.
So, with that, and it stretched into.
That's kind of like today, right?
Yes.
You go to prison to get
penalized. So the colony stretched into what is now known as Alabama. Did you know that?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Big Fox, Roll Tide. He's like, Bammers.
Baby.
Them Bammers suck.
RMFT, baby.
So it was a penal colony where the dregs of society were sent from the British.
Kind of like Australia.
Yes. Very much so.
Very much
yes.
Like Australia.
Yep. Exactly. However, it was on the North American continent.
Right. They were the very end of the colonies.
Yes.
So they were the 13 colonies. There were 13 colonies
stretched way into
at the
western frontier.
Probably all the way up to the Mississippi, I would imagine.
Yes, I would say so, because if you look
Mississippi is a mighty river.
Yep. And a lot of the Mississippi River from way up into Minnesota, and you go up into in Canada, Nova Scotia. Man, I'm trying to think of what those people, the Acadians, the British pushed those people down, which we now know as the in Louisiana. Help me out here.
Cajuns.
The Cajuns. Thank you. And
they're French.
The French Acadians.
French origin.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
And a lot of them still speak French today.
Yes, and it's a different dialogue.
French cuisine.
Yes, and you get into that area.
So a lot of the Cajun food in New Orleans. I was just in New Orleans like a month ago, and a lot of the cuisine that you get there is of
French,
of northern Canada French influence.
And it's amazing when you study history.
Like we're all kin.
We are.
Like we're all kin. Like from Adam and Eve.
Yes.
And it's not Adam and Steve. Anyway.
Adam and Steve is Adam and Eve.
Right. So we're all related, bro. I mean, like
we are.
Guys. Love each other. Golly.
It's hard sometimes
to
love each other. I get it.
Democrats.
Technical difficulties happen. Oh, when he said Democrat, it said
Democrats and Republicans love each other.
Yes, they do.
But like, they're going to give us so much love.
Give us some love on that thumbs up.
Last time.
On what?
I think you broke this the last time.
No, I got mine that's broke. I see it right here. What? So guys, y'all help us out.
In the world?
On Patreon, right?
We're on Patreon. Yes.
So you can do some Patreon and would help us monetarily.
Break out
with equipment. And we can
Patreon, cash out, food stamp.
I feel sorry for you.
Whatever y'all want to do. We're good.
We're good.
We're good with that.
All right.
Hey, like I'm gonna sit there and hold this the rest of the time. So,
did you get my microphone? Because I see
I got your mic.
I'm sorry, Chris. I got the good mic this time.
Yeah, I got the scrub.
I'm the scrub, guys.
Yeah.
Guys. All right. So that was a good one, Prentice. I got that. And it was, which one? This one right here?
Nope.
This one?
Yep.
Prentice has me messed up. Right? 15th year
I
anniversary.
hit him pretty hard out of
Yeah.
the gate today.
He did. He's been like pushing me. I feel like I'm at boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
Get off that bus, mother! Oh,
Get on! Give me 15, boy. Anyway.
all right.
So next we're gonna try the double oak. You know what? I'm just gonna hold this thing.
Hold it.
Like
So this is the double oak.
normal microphone. I'm just gonna hold it. Yeah.
All right. So
that is the motor oil.
Are you sure we've not done this one already? Oh, hold on, guys.
No.
Listen.
What did we do?
I don't know.
You're pouring it wrong. Just get.
Help me out here. I might be wrong.
You can't pour it with the where we run down the strip.
Okay.
There you
So I'm doing it right now.
go. Yeah, you're doing it right. That's good. Just a little. You can pour in a glass full. I'll tell you what. Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're drinking motor oil,
We're
guys.
drinking 13th Colony double oak. This is one of those unicorns that we talk about.
Okay, so unicorns. Okay, guys, you can get on YouTube and pull up unicorn videos, and they're fantastic because it is
I've never done that.
You need to, Chris. I'm telling you, it's some fabulous footage of unicorns.
Like real unicorns?
Real unicorns. And it's amazing.
Like a cow running around with a horn.
Okay, let me delve into something real quick because we started out with unicorns and Bigfoot, did we not?
Oh my God.
So on our first video when we started, 9. This is our 9th.
Yeah.
Or is this our 10th?
9.
This is number 9.
This is number 9. We're gonna do something special for number 10. We're gonna do it live for number 10.
Oh man, I'm ready to do live. So when we talked about Bigfoot, all right, and I know a lot of people look at you like Bigfoot, really. All right. So the Patty Gimley, I'm not saying that right, Gimling footage.
The one where you see him walking through the
it was a female Bigfoot, yeah, at Bluff Creek in California.
In California, yeah, with the trees and stuff.
That is one of the most outstanding footages of, yes.
Yeah.
The next
one. Do you
one,
think it's a real live Bigfoot?
I do. I think because
you don't think it's a person dressed
man,
up in
that
a
was
monkey
1968, 69.
Yeah, and it's like a really good suit.
It is, and it has not been proven false.
It's not been debunked.
Everyone that says it's false has been proven that they're false. Think about that.
Okay.
All right. So the next one, Paul Freeman, 1996. I could be wrong on the date, but he was a forester in Oregon. And y'all look this up.
That's
guys.
where you see them, man, is Oregon. Right?
Yes. The Pacific
Oregon,
Northwest.
Washington State.
There's a lot of area up there that is uninhabited.
Yeah. No,
all right.
No doubt.
So in this particular footage that I'm talking about, Paul Freeman, if
let's come back to when you get through with Paul Freeman and the northeastern states or northwestern states. Let's talk about like Tennessee.
Okay, we will.
So just remember.
All right. I don't mean to stray like I do.
No, you
I do.
No.
Paul Freeman
I just had a thought.
was a retired forester in the Pacific Northwest area of Oregon. And he was
it's the best whiskey,
he was
by the way.
Okay, so this is which one?
God. The double oak.
The double oak. So let me
double oak 13 Colony
and
unicorn.
He was out, and you can pull this footage up. It's still available on YouTube.
Okay.
And he actually has footprints, and there's different size footprints.
Is he the one that poured the cast of the Bigfoot foots?
No, that's the Gimli.
Okay.
The Peter, man, you gotta forgive me on
all right.
So anyway,
we're
going to the 90s, and Paul Freeman has got this footage of a Bigfoot and a young Bigfoot that is coming out.
So there's two.
Oh man,
there's two big feets.
Yeah, and this one is a big one and a young one. So it's believed to be a female with her offspring. And he's like walking along, looking at the footprints in a ditch, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, there's one!" And he pops up, and you see this image of a bipedal creature stepping out from the woods into like a Forest Service road. And she stops and she looks at the camera. And all of a sudden she disappears.
Ooh, I got chill bumps.
It's great footage,
my
guys.
goodness.
And there's only like 3 or 4 footages of these creatures that I think is authentic, which keeps me hanging on to the belief of that they actually do
There's
exist.
something out there.
Yeah, there's something out there.
Uh,
And if you pull up this footage, you'll see what I'm saying. And we can get into the hair follicles being glass-like and camouflage, almost like the cloaking devices from Star Trek.
Aliens.
You remember Star Trek when they would cloak and they'd disappear? And
so that's what did the cloaking was. The
exactly the hair follicles. It's interesting to talk about this.
It really is.
And you're watching her in the middle of the road, and all of a sudden she disappears. And he's like, "Oh, there she is," and you do not see her for a few seconds.
How does that happen?
Until she moves, and then you see her right there where you're looking at. It's amazing footage. And there's another, and I think it's called the July 4th footage. And it's of a female that comes into the screen from the right. She picks up what appears to be a young baby.
Oh, wow.
And she disappears off to the left. And those are 3 footages, the Gimli, the Paul Freeman, if I'm remembering that name right, and the July 4th footage of the Sasquatch Bigfoot film that makes me hold on to the belief of that there is something out there of a bipedal nature.
There's something out there.
And this will make you think too.
One day, yeah, this 13th Colony Double Oak will make you think there's something out there.
Oh man. And this is which one now again?
The Double Oak.
The Double
Oak. This is the unicorn.
It smells fantabulous.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah. Okay. I can see this being
savor. Popcorn got me.
It's popcorn.
We had a popcorn snack earlier.
Oh, so good.
Thank you, Miss Griff. Cheers. That's meant to be a stag. That is, to me, that is better than the George T. Stag.
Oh man, that is. You know what we need to do? We need to do a comparison on a video
with that
and the stag.
Yeah, we'll do it blind
because I can see that.
We'll do it blind.
We need to do it blind.
We'll get Tara to pour the GTS in one and the Double Oak in one.
Yeah,
and we'll do it blind because that's
that is so good right there, guys.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Oh man, that was good.
That is phenomenal. Need a little more.
Ooh, what are we getting to next?
Just a little bit. That's it. That's it for these.
So we're
going to go live next.
Oh, so we're going live.
Yeah, we're going to go live here in a little bit. I think for Chris's birthday.
Yes.
Chris is 34 years old now.
I thought it was 21.
Oh, did you just turn 21?
21. I'm legally able to partake in the libations of the land.
Yeah. And look, this is strictly from the land, right?
Yes, it is.
Aged in oak. It's corn, barley, and wheat. And delicious. Anyway, hey, we'll see you next time, guys. If you have not subscribed, liked, and commented, please do so. It really helps out the channel. And if you've stayed this far into this video, God bless you. And like, we really appreciate you. Okay.
We do.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So we'll see what it does. But yeah. Anyway, thank y'all very much for watching.
See y'all next time.
See you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
Fokker out.